Photography is something I've been very passionate about for a very long time, but I don't talk about it enough on my YouTube channel here, so I want to bring more of that to you guys. This is actually macro photography that I'm doing here, and this is by far my favorite setup so far. I'm using focus bracketing on these flowers here in Park City, Utah, and it's amazing the photos that I'm able to capture when doing focus bracketing, because on this Sony 100mm f2.8 macro G Master lens, there is a super shallow depth field this close up, especially when I have the Raynox 2.5 super macro lens on the front of it, which I don't show it right here, but I do use that. Something else that comes in massively handy are these soldering helping hands clips that I use here, and those small rig RM03 macro photo LED lights also are amazing. More on that later, but this is me inside of Lightroom. I adjust the first image to how I want it to basically be, and then I copy that setting across all of the images, and then I export it to Helicon to do the actual focus stacking. I've since now testing out Luminar Neo, but we'll save that for another video. It's really easy inside of Helicon Focus to do the focus stack. Like, I've done up to 180 images on focus stacking, and on my MacBook Pro M5 Max, it's ridiculously fast. Now, there are still areas that you have to touch up, and I'm still playing around with it, and I'm just learning this. I'm not a professional by any means, but I do like the retouching ability inside of Helicon to go in and really touch up areas and pick from different images to pull in what details or defocused areas that I want. As I'm showing you here, I'm just going through and doing various retouches. One thing that I've been finding that I'm doing a lot of retouching on are little bugs that might move around, and then you end up with 100 of them across the whole image. So being able to retouch them is awesome. But I do love the speed of Helicon, but I'm now testing out Luminar Neo, so I'll let you know. Oh, and look at here, here's one bug that stayed still the entire set of 100 images, so I decided to keep him because I kind of think he's cute. What do you guys think? Is it a little bit off-putting, or do you like this kind of little tiny creature inside of a macro photograph? Now, if you want me to go more in depth into how I do the actual focus stacking and how I edit that, let me know down in the comments. But here's an example of one of my finished macro photos that's still, they're not perfect, but I'm learning and I'm loving how much detail I get, especially using the Sony A1 Mark II in combination with the Sony 100mm f2.8 macro G Master lens.
One thing I've been trying to do is keep everything smaller and easier to travel with. Today's sponsor has really actually helped me out with this problem. This is the Exter Wallet Pro, and I switched over to it because my old wallet was basically a brick in my pocket. I moved my main credit cards into this thing, and all I have to do is hit the button on the bottom and they slide right out. Super simple, it's slim, easy to carry, and it doesn't feel like I'm sitting on a folding chair every time I get into my car. I also added the Exter Finder card, which is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole setup, because it connects directly to Apple Find My on my iPhone. So if I leave my wallet somewhere while filming, traveling, or tossing gear around the house, I can pull out my iPhone and track it instantly through the native Find My app. Pairing only took like 15 seconds and I was good to go. Should never lose my wallet again. The Travel Pack Vacuum Kit Plus really saved me the most space. It took the stack of shirts, shrunk it down, and suddenly I had way more room in my backpack for more camera gear, like this tiny camera. And if you travel with lenses, cameras, drones, and other tech gear, you know that the space disappears very quickly from your backpack or suitcase, but the rechargeable pump that's included will suck it down thin to give you more space. It also keeps your clothes nice and tidy so that they're not flopping around your suitcase or backpack. To check these items out, I've put links in the description below, and be sure to use code MANSHED because that'll actually get you 20% off your entire order.
Here's another setup still using those small rig RM03 macro photo LED lights that I will also supplement with just a regular small rig RM120 RGB video light. But something else that's really important here is to have either remote or set a nice timer before you start the whole focus stacking set of images. Especially like here, I'm doing a narrow focus and about 150 images because this is really deep. the further you go at an angle, the more important it is to use a remote like this Sony remote here so that there is no movement, because there is residual vibration on your camera even after you hit the shutter button for several seconds. So either set a 10-second timer or use a remote like I'm doing here, but notice those clips come in really handy because it allows me to keep that flower absolutely still while it's going through all those photos, which really just minimize how much retouching or post-processing I'm going to do. But look at the amount of detail that I'm able to get in this photograph of these tiny little flowers doing this macro photography. One other setup here, this is actually in Park City at the top of Maine. I found these really cute flowers. Well, let me rephrase that. My wife found these really pretty red and white flowers in this cool flower planter area. So I decided to come back with my camera, and here's the photographs that I was able to get with this macro photography setup. Notice I'm not using a flash. When you use a flash, you're introducing a lot of additional variables. So anytime you can use constant LED lighting like I'm using with these small rig macro photo LED lights, I'm able to control the exposure throughout the entire set of focus stacking images, which just minimizes the amount of haloing effect or other editing and retouching that I would have to do in post. And here's another example of the amount of detail. I was not as close here, but I can zoom in on this image, especially with the sensor on the Sony A1 Mark II. It's incredible the amount of detail that I was able to get out of these. But let me know which macro photography gear you guys like. I'm still learning. I'm still applying what I'm learning through YouTube videos and just my experience over the years. So put it down in the comments. What is your favorite macro photography setup?